What's happening, party people? My name is Fernand and this is Fernand's Live Show Extra. Yeah, it's a bit of a long title, I must admit, but you are welcome. And this is an extended interview, I'm pleased to announce, featuring one of the legends of Eurovision, one of the few that also holds the title, along with Christa Bjorkman, as head of contest. This is Twan van Nieuwenhuijzen, who, along with Rotterdam 2021, has made a return to be head of contest in this year's Eurovision in Turin. Now, we spoke at length of so many incredible, exciting things about the contest, its history, the Dutch National Song Festival, and all of that. So much that I couldn't fit in my main episode. Hopefully, you'll enjoy this pleasant chat with me, Antoine. Enjoy. So, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and tell me what your role is, what role was in Eurovision this year.
Yeah, do you want my last name as well or just my first name?
Your last name as well. I've said it in the video and I think I've said it right, but if you say it better this way, it may be helpful.
Yeah, okay. My name is Twan van Nieuwenhuijzen. I was head of contest for the Turin ESC, and also I did the same job in Rotterdam.
That makes me really happy because I actually said your name right. You'll see when the edit's complete, so it's made me happy. Whew. There you go.
It's okay. I was in. There's this meeting in the show week. When the show week starts, it's the head of delegation breakfast, and then it's in the press conference room. And there was Martin Oosterdaal sitting, the executives from RAI, of course, Claudio Santucci, the head of show, and there were just like those simple papers where everyone was seated, and it's Mr. Oosterdaal, Mr. Santucci, and just Twan. So in Eurovision, no one really cares about my last name. It's just Twan. But I think it's cool in a way, right? Just everyone knows you by your first name. Oh, okay.
That's like you got Madonna, Adele, Twan.
Yeah. If you say so, I wouldn't discuss that with you. Yeah. Okay.
Brilliant. You know what? That's a good anecdote. I might include that in my edit anyway. So there you go. So you're back again this year. What's new compared with last year?
I think I can imagine that every Eurovision is different, and that's also, I think, the uniqueness of this program, because compared to The Voice or X Factor, that's in every country, I think, pretty much the same. You have also the same set building, the same logo, the same music. For everything. And of course, the beauty of Eurovision is that it travels, and you have the flavor of Rotterdam, the flavor of Turin, the flavor of Italy, the flavor of Netherlands, of course. So in a way, yes, of course, things are similar, but then again, you have to work together with a new team. Of course, there are some people working for years for Eurovision on the creative side, but also maybe on the technical production side. But then in this really tight time schedule, because yes, Boris Johnson, it takes more time to do Eurovision than only 5 weeks. You have to open up to new people, find a way to work together, and that's something I really love. So of course we had to work together with a whole group of new Italian TV professionals, multicam directors, people creating the video content. I can't think of all those disciplines were involved. And that's great to bring our experience from Netherlands, from Rotterdam. And we did it twice, of course, because the first year was cancelled because of the pandemic. So it was nice to bring all our expertise and experiences and integrate it with the new fresh ideas from the Italian crew. So that's the way we did it this year. Sorry, that's the way we did it this year.
Fantastic. And how did the call go? I can imagine you were probably just relaxing, chilling out, and then you got a call or email saying, we need it for this year, or something like that. How did the process go?
Yeah, it was, I was asked only a few weeks after Måneskin won in Rotterdam. But I think one day later, the Italian broadcast is going to work with a 100% Italian crew, which I totally understood. In a way, in Netherlands, we did the same. It was almost a Dutch crew producing the show. So I thought, okay, I've done it. I loved it, every second of it. And okay, let's move on to the normal job, let's say. And then I think 2 months later, something like that, I was in a call with some Italian producers and also one of the executives. And I thought this was a call about giving them some information on what the contest part of this whole production means and what my specific role also means. So I was more than happy to share the information and just having a relaxed chat about all different topics. And then during that call, they popped a question, and I said that I really should think about it, but well, in I think 2 seconds, I thought, of course, I'm going to say yes. But yeah, so then I ended up being ahead of a contest for the ESC 2022.
Nice. I like that. They pop the question and you're thinking, should I? Yes, of course. A million times yes, as they say.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. So, yeah, you're responsible for the running order, giving the viewers a journey through 17, 18, up to 25 songs, 26, depending. What's the magic? What's the science in terms of, guiding viewers through this musical journey?
Yeah, putting together the running order is one of the things I like the most about the job. And I also know the fans are always thrilled about to find out how all delegations, how all countries are positioned. And you have this immediately you have those discussions, this is bad or this is fantastic or blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I really believe that a strong song, a strong entry and performance can do well no matter what position we place him. And I really have no benefit on, putting a song in a bad position. So yes, I'm responsible, but really this is something we do with like 5 or 6 people in the room. Our main goal, and mostly our only goal, is to just put together a running order that makes the best show. So opening in a great way, and from that first song to 17 or 25 to follow, just give people a pleasant, very special evening. And of course, we want to have them with us so they don't think, oh, this is boring. Let's see on another channel what's going on. So we try to make the best show for a broad audience, so that should involve all ages. I'm very happy to see again that the contest is growing under the youth, let's say, so 15 plus till 24. It's the biggest growing, segment of age.
Demographic,
demographic that do love the contest. I think like 15 years ago, maybe the contest was only for 40 plus people, something like that, my own age. But that's changing, and that's good. So I always try to keep a family in mind when I put together the running order. So like 3 or 4 generations being together in one room, gathered around the TV with some snacks and drinks on the table and having a great evening. So when you start with a very, very modern song, so for example, in Rotterdam, the first semi-final opened with Lithuania, discotheque from the Rue, which I think in 1,000 ways was a great show opener of all different reasons. But after that, I thought, okay, maybe this family in the room, maybe the grandmother in the room thinks this is too loud and too crazy and just not serious. So after that, a more traditional ballad from Slovenia in that time. Just one female singer being very beautiful and had a great, great voice with this big ballad. You could call it maybe old-fashioned when you're 20 minus. How do you say it? 20 minus?
Okay.
But when you're 60 plus, maybe you don't like the Rue, but you will love this song from Slovenia. So that's also one tool I have in my mind to really picture this family watching together. And that's the way to produce the show, in a way. Yeah.
That's really good. I like that. There's a massive theory behind it, and it's about appealing to all ages.
But I think it for all TV shows you produce yourself, right? So
Yeah.
you can be in a team and you're talking about this for weeks and months and blah 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 blah. But when you want to produce good television, always think about your audience. What do they want? What would really give them in Eurovision the best night? So that's the way to go.
Excellent. So speaking of producing and all of that, you've actually been in the song festival game for a while. I remember coming across some footage of you, I think in 2009. It's actually on YouTube, which is actually really interesting. You laughed
I think that was it something about the national selection in the Netherlands.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
It's actually earlier. That's from. For the last year, Netherlands is doing internal selection, but we had national selections as well. And I did one in 2006, which wasn't a big success, to be honest, because at that time, no one in the Netherlands cared about participating. We were out for, I think, 3 or 4 times in a row. So it was all Eastern Europe, and they are only voting for themselves and blah, 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 blah. So I remember having talks. I started in September, I think, with all major record companies and also some smaller record labels and artist manager. And I talked and I tried, but hardly no one was interested in participating. So that was my first time really working for Eurovision. It was only once, so that was in 2005 and the beginning of 2006. And then I was able to go to Eurovision in Athens that year as assistant of the head of delegation. But after that, I was out for years. So I only came back in 2019 in autumn, when in the summer, when NOS Afrotros asked me to do this job as head of contest. So yes, I was there in 2006, but between 6 and 19, nothing was there.
It's like a great sort of career arc. You were there, it's like, nah, forget this. Only to come back many years later as contest producer. That's awesome.
Yeah, which was quite amazing, and of course, because this job, this position was created by Christa Björkman, who did the job for I think 7 years or something like that, since they started it in Malmo, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And of course, I followed the contest every year, and I knew everything he did for the contest in Sweden, but also, of course, for Eurovision. So it felt quite as an honor, and also big shoes to fill to follow him up in a way. But yeah, I am. Christa and I are the only ones who ever did this job in Eurovision history. So that's that's sometimes a bit strange to realize. But I think I did an okay job. So let's see.
So in fact, you actually touched on it in terms of how the Netherlands wasn't doing very well. Very similar to the UK. Also run of a good 20-something years. With 8 non-qualifications in a row. I mean, you can compare it to the UK doing really badly between 2000s to this year. And then, of course, along came Anouk in 2013, and then it's like, wow, we finally got through to the final, and then things seem to get better from there. From your position and your point of view, what was the catalyst that changed? What made things change for the Netherlands and do really well since?
Well, I wasn't involved in selecting Anouk, and I think no one was, because Anouk selected herself and just presented herself as the representative of Netherlands. But I think the best is to see also that last years it's growing the way countries look at Eurovision, because I think in a way. In the UK, in Netherlands, I'm sure in a lot of Western European, North European countries, maybe it was a bit old-fashioned. The music brought there wasn't very relevant. It didn't connect with the songs you were playing on the radio or in the charts even. So it was like, this TV event was there, and then someone won, and then nobody cared about the winner, or hardly became hits. And now Måneskin, they were performing on a big festival this weekend in the Netherlands, which is a very, if you're there, well, then you are like a name, and your music is serious music, not something. Duncan Lawrence had a massive world hit. I think for Kalush Orchestra, it's a bit different this year because, of course, of their situation and the situation in Europe as well. But when you look at number 2, Sam Ryder for the UK, I only can see a career for him as a Europe star, maybe a world star. And I think Barbara Pravi, who became second for France last year, is also having a massive career. So yes, Eurovision has become a platform for the last years which you can take more seriously, and you should take it seriously. And I think that's something that UK and Netherlands had in common, thinking, oh yeah, we also have to deal with this thing that's there, and let's send someone, and well, we really don't care. Why shouldn't you care? If you're in a competition, you should care, and you should give the very best you have. And okay, UK, you are like, the pop music was born in your country, but you have this massive music industry, and I think Netherlands is also not doing very bad internationally on music. So yeah, what's the point of not doing your best and giving your best and presenting your best to Europe? I don't know who said it. I read it somewhere that it was told to the UK delegation, yeah, we know you have this big, beautiful wine cellar, but every year you bring us a bottle from the supermarket. And I thought, well, that's a nice comparison to how it is. And of course, taking it seriously, it doesn't mean you only have to bring serious music. I know Netherlands is a bit the country of Esteen, Anouk, Duncan Lawrence, Common Linnets. That's, well, there are a lot of differences, of course, but it's in a way in the same corner. But I think when you bring Subwoofer to Turin, you're also taking it very seriously, because that act and that song, every detail is there. It's so clever produced. It's so catchy, the tune and the performance and the dance routine, of course. So take it seriously. Try to give and do your best, and then you'll have a fun night. And of course, because it's not just a gig, it's representing your country. And after all the performance, we're going to vote for you. So yeah, you should take it in a very serious way and bring the best you have.
Nice. Really good answer. I like that. So this year, Maxima was there as well, of course, from last year's production. Owen Inchema, Richard van Roodal. All these sort of classic names, I say, back from the Netherlands. Thank you. Thanks for that. In terms of, I guess, was it like a case of, okay, you had really good sort of base knowledge of how to produce a contest. Did it make sense to obviously bring those names along as well?
Well, when Rai invited me to be head of contest, I really thought, okay, but then I would really like to bring some of my Dutch colleagues as well, because I know this sounds really boring cliche, but it's not only me, it really is like teamwork. And well, Maxime is my right and my left hand as a senior producer, and together, the two of us, we have the most contact with the head of delegations, but also with the creatives who they have in their teams to basically create their plans in the best way possible. Erwin is there. He was the head of technical production in Rotterdam, and he had not the same position in Turin, but that was, of course, an Italian head of technical production, but with all his knowledge on technical part, he was there as an advisor more, and he helped us a lot, Maxime and myself, for all things regarding props and the more technical parts of the performances of the 40 delegations. and Richard as the stage manager and Joey as his left and right hand. Yeah, I think they are one of the best. Okay, that's maybe too much because I don't know all the stage managers of Europe, but they do a really, really great job. I'm sure because I think you watch and see and read everything, but I'm sure you've seen some stuff of them just pushing and pulling and flipping things. No viewers see, or at least they shouldn't see it. To position all props on the right position, and also when they transform during the performance. One I like most is for the Rotterdam year, Switzerland, the crazy things Sacha Jean-Baptiste designed, and it all had to move, of course, like in this dreamy atmosphere, but also very flashy, and there were only people crawling around the stage. So that's what Richard does, and he's the one, I think he's in the closest contact with all the performing artists the most, because when he brings them, female, male, solo artists, but also groups, of course, to the stage, and especially the lead vocalist when it's a group, he looks them in the eyes and they give each other like a thumbs up, or yes, I'm fine, I'm on my position, or yes, the stairs is stable. The stairs are stable. It feels so. For example, Sheldon, the singer for Australia, he had to walk these amazing stairs that were designed by Sacha Jean-Baptiste and the Australian team, and himself decided to wear this massive coat. And I've been told that he was constructing or sewing all things himself. He has been working on that coat for months. So it looked gorgeous, of course, but it was heavy as hell. So, wow, you put yourself on the stage, let's say 200 million people will be watching your performance. You have to walk the stairs, you have to sing, of course, perform. And then, like, I think 80 kilos, maybe 100 kilos, I'm not sure. But, well, he was, I know that Richard, in that case, was there for him, building on the relationship. From the very first rehearsal, we're in this together. Now, I will take care of you, that you feel secure, and we'll only start if you give me the thumbs up. Yes, I'm ready for the performance. So that's also something I think no one really takes into consideration, that, of course, our stage crew has to do the job and change the things and prepare for the next performance, but also for the artists who have to perform. It's quite, it could be stressful. It can be stressful, let's say. And Richard and Joey are also there to help them feeling less stressed. No, we're here. Just look at the bold guys. We're here. We're confident. We try to help you. And so that's also something very important that happens. So yes, together with our little Dutch team, we tried to bring that, and we did the whole circus once. So it was good to bring all our experiences and knowledge to Turin this year.
Awesome. That's really good to hear, that they're more than just the people that control things coming on off stage, are also there to reassure the artists and make sure, okay, we're good to go, and then we go from there. That's really good to hear.
Yeah. And that's they do it sometimes. They have like jokes. I know for some artists who are also it differs from each person, right? Some people are so focused, you just don't say anything, or only the few words you need. And other ones, you just have to let's make jokes until 2 seconds before the song starts. Just be happy and so it's really something different, and they are great. I love Richard and Joey for that, because they bring so much positive energy always to the artist, and also they understand maybe when someone is a bit grumpy or has some, of course there's a tension, there's a big task for all performance to fulfill, and the whole nation is watching, and wow, that's quite something. People maybe sometimes forget how it's an honor to represent your country, but it could also be quite stressful, of course.
Of course. So, casting your mind back to the crazy week that was Turin 22, what were your favorite moments? What moments did you go, oh, that was really cool? And yeah, just favorite moments of this year.
I think there is, of course, a very favorite moment for about last year when it's done, because you are working so hard. And of course, when you enter show week and when you move towards the big night and the grand final, of course, things are really heating up. Everyone is feeling now this, now that, blah, 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 blah. And I was really, really, really happy that, of course, we had our problems. And of course, I think when we started technical rehearsals, soon followed by stand-in rehearsals, we were not there. We managed to get there. And I think when you look at all 25 performances in the final, that went very good. And I can honestly say that all 25 delegations who were in the final were happy about the performance. There were no big mistakes or issues. It was just as they wanted it to be. And that's, of course, that's basically my job, to make them happy. Even if you maybe get last on the scoreboard. I hope you can look back at your performance and say, okay, this is executed the way we wanted it to be, for camera work, for lighting, for props involved, for special effects who were there. Everything we asked for, everything we worked on together, because it really is a co-production between about 40 broadcasters, and one is the host broadcaster, but it is really working together with all those teams. That's what we do, and that's the best. And I think working together with 40 broadcasters in one big co-production, that is the very unique thing about Eurovision, because there is no other TV show ever where every 3 minutes another team, another director, another light designer, another creative designer is in the lead. And in a way, that's how it is, because yes, Lithuania, it's your call how you want your act. And then after that, yes, Norway, now you're on. And yes, Armenia, now it's your show. So no matter how big the TV show is you produce in your own country, you can't compare it to the way how Eurovision works. And that's great.
Absolutely. It's its own unique thing, but it's so big and so specialized, and it requires some, I guess, specialized knowledge and techniques just to make the show, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I think all people watching this video, working themselves in TV production, just imagine the show you do, and then every 3 minutes, a totally complete new team with their own opinion, their own creative approach, their own plans, their own big dreams are in the lead. And in a way, yes, we can say, and that's also part of my task, being the referee. So sometimes things are not allowed, of course. And sometimes when we start designing the act, some things are simply not possible. So then also we have to think about a new solution. And that's something we do together. So that's great. But TV-wise, show-wise, after those 3 minutes, a whole new team is there with a whole new plans and new ideas to do it, and new people controlling those plans. So that's the crazy thing about it. Yes, sometimes they drive us crazy, but mostly it's really fun to work together. And then eventually when you are there, and it is a process, that's why, of course, when it's like done and you all look back together, wow, okay, we managed. Yes, we had our challenges. Yes, maybe we were in front of each other, looking at each other, and for a moment don't understand each other what we want. But then when you are there and you and you reach the level you want, that's the best, I think. And you ask for moments, and on the go there are so many moments that are funny, that are frustrating, that are super tiring, that are super inspiring, and all that together makes this crazy mix. And you are back. I was back in Amsterdam after 5 weeks Eurovision, and then you meet people, and how was it? And it's sometimes it feels like impossible to tell everything, because there was so much going on, and I'm sure I forgot enough things, but it was great, and we loved it, and I hope people enjoyed the show. And
that's a really good answer. So much to work with, which is really, really good. I've got one final quick question. So,
yeah, of course.
The United Kingdom, they were song 22, and I'm sure you've seen all the conspiracy theories of them number 2. So, the song itself was released on the 2nd of February 2022 this year. Eventually end up in second place, of course, if they performed in 22nd position, and they're in the second half of the show. And shortly after the contest, by the end of the following week, they reached number 2 in the charts. So obviously there's a lot to do with the number 2, and given the fact that you placed it on number 22, was it some magical and sad knowledge that made sure you think, they're going to someone's song number 22?
It's even better. It's even better. It was also my second year as head of contest.
There you go. All the 2s everywhere. So I guess it just made sense. It just I don't know, subliminal in a way.
No, there was no, I'm so very sorry, but there's no very super nice magical story about this. One reason for putting UK on 22nd position was that we knew the show producers had asked for, there was a teaser or a coming up video between country 21 and country 22. And we faced some problems with setting up the big spaceship, or those structures, in the shape of a spaceship. So I thought, okay, if we could benefit from the fact that the show producers really would like to have a coming up teaser moment there, then it gives us some extra time to put on Sam's spaceship in a proper way. So that was a very practical reason to put him on that position. And of course, when you look at favorites being in the competition, the draw made it quite challenging, because a lot of the big favorites, when you look at the odds, were in the first half of the final, and I think Sam was only one of the few who was in the second part. So I thought, okay, then maybe it's not bad that people maybe have to wait a bit longer to see him. So these are not the reasons for putting him in there, but those are also things we took into reconsideration. So it's not one thing you can pick out. So please don't go writing about it. But
not at all.
it's a big puzzle on everything. So that's the story.
Cool, brilliant. I mean, because I was going through my script, and I realized, hold on, wait a second, that's true. Let me quickly just ask him a little funny aside question, but he pretty much answered it. So thank you so much. Yeah. Don't give up, big dogs, man. You've given me so much information and so many great tidbits of insight and everything like that. It's so useful. So thank you so much.
Very welcome. Yeah, my pleasure, really.
And that's your lot. I hope you've enjoyed that lovely extended interview featuring Twan. It was a great chat, as I'm sure you've heard. Please make sure you check out my main video, the Eurovision 22 Ultimate Making the Show Guide, to find out exactly how this incredible production was made. Remember, follow me on all socials, Fernand's Live Show, and I will see you soon. Ciao for now.